Happy Wednesday. We are back. I'm back for Literary Wind Down. The last one we had Tiare Jones for Ken, and today is a special day. So come on in, come on in. Hello, 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 come on in. This is a great literary wind down. I'm so excited, a little nervous, but I'm super excited about this literary wind down. Come on in, you guys. We're going to be talking to Myra Brock Akil about her upcoming debut, The Revelation of Dionne Daphne. It is a fabulous book. Just like her shows that she's created for us, this is a winner. There's a link if you want to pre-order the book. Be sure to pre-order the book. And we're just waiting for her to join us. Hey, y'all, come on in. Okay, so you know this is Literary Wind Down. If you're new here, if you're winding down with something, water, tea, I'm going to be winding down with wine, of course. But in the comments, drop what you're winding down with on this Wednesday evening. Oh, Alicia, you're going to love it, love it, love it. It is so good from the very beginning. And it's just... the audiobook is good too. What are you drinking, Alicia? Please drop in what type of white, red, or rosé. So I'm going to go ahead and spoil it a little bit early until Myra comes on. I'm going to be drinking the House of Brown, their Chardonnay from Brown Estate. That's what I'm going to be enjoying tonight. So let me make sure she's not in here yet. Okay, champagne. Okay, yes. Hey, Nikki. You guys, this book is so good. Like I said, the link is there for you to pre-order if you haven't pre-ordered. And this behind me is I posted last night on the on my page everything that was in the gift box that they sent out, and it is absolutely amazing. Like a tote bag, a scarf, of course the book. But yeah, this is gonna be, people are gonna be talking about this book. It's set in the 1990s. It's really good. Hello. So we're just waiting for Myra to join us. Oh my goodness, you're drinking the red blend. I have that too. I haven't opened it yet. I can't wait to see what that tastes like. Okay, Brown Estate girls. Hey, Donna. So we're just waiting for Myra to join us here. Oh yeah, thank you for saying that. The cover is absolutely, you know what, that was not Marlon, that wasn't intentional. I had my nails done before I went on vacation. They just happened to be the same color as the book. Isn't that crazy? But yes, if you're not following the Instagram page for the book, it's very interesting. They're setting the tone for the story, you know, showing photos of Brooklyn in the 90s, cover pages of Essence magazine, movies, and different quotes about women and resilience from like famous authors. It's really, really, it's a good page to follow. So if you're not following the book page, follow that to get more information. Well, thank you for saying that. I thank you for reading with diverse spines, Alicia. We're doing our best to make sure we have good summer reads. I'm excited about them too. So this book comes out on the 30th of June. So 2 weeks, a week and a half. Okay, I don't think I've missed any messages or anything. So tell me what you guys, while we're waiting on Myra to join us, tell me what you are, what you're reading. Hey, Kyla. Kyla, you're going to make sure you was on time today. Okay, for everybody that's coming in, we're going to be talking to Myra Brock Akil about her book, her debut book that's coming up, The Revelation of Dionne Daphne. there's a link for you to pre-order. If you haven't pre-ordered, you're gonna want to read this book. It's gonna be a great summer read for you. And we're just waiting for her to join us. Okay, Lambrisco. Oh, Mara has joined us, you guys. Let me go ahead and listening to Tia Williams. That's a good one too. If you're new joining in, let us know what you're reading, and then if you're winding down with anything, let me know what you're winding down with. Instagram acts up sometimes. Okay, like I said, I'm winding down with the Brown Estate Chardonnay.
Hello.
Hi,
Can you see me?
how are you? Yes, I can see you.
I'm good. I had to I'm I'm doing all the things in the most beautiful way. I was running from our table read for production for forever. Grabbed a couple bites of my salad. So I'm like, I hope I don't have any salad in my
No,
teeth.
you are. Listen, I was running from work. I got stuck in traffic, and I was hoping I was going to make it on time. So you are fine. And I mean, you're doing a table read for forever. Like seriously, that's wild.
Yes, it's wild. It's I'm so blessed to be able to be a storyteller and be able to do it in several mediums, but and then the realization of I'm running from my table read to come have a live conversation with you about my debut novel. I'm just like, thank you, God. Thank you, God.
Thank you so much for saying yes. I did. I just like, you know what? They sent me a message and said, hey, we'd like to send you a book, send you the book. And I said, well, let me just shoot my shot and say, would you mind asking if she wants to come on Literary Wind Down? And I cannot thank you enough for saying yes.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for your interest, your time, your attention. That is we don't have a lot of it these days. And so to offer it means a lot to me as well.
So, first of all, I want to welcome you to Literary Wind Down. And for anyone I'm going to do a brief introduction and we're just going to dive right in. I put a link there for people to pre order the book. It comes out June 30th. But it is my honor and pleasure to welcome our Brock Akil to Literary Wind Down. I'm Janice Harper. I'm the host of Literary Wind Down, also the founder of Spines and Vines and Diverse Spines. Literary Wind Down, I do conversations with debut and best-selling authors. And so I'm
I want to be
thrilled to
both. How about that?
listen. That we're putting that in the universe. That's what's
That's
going to
it.
happen.
Claim it.
And we're
Language.
claiming it. We are claiming it because
Debut
it's
and best-selling authors
debut
claimed, and I
and
do
we're claiming it. We are so
and
claiming it. That's why people get into the link. Time to like team pre-order. That's what the
team
bookstagram.
pre-order.
That's what
Yes,
we say.
please.
And yes, that team pre-order. So the link is there. But I mean, you're no stranger to us. You have literally created iconic television shows and characters that resonate us throughout our lifetime. Girlfriends, Being Mary Jane, Forever. And my personal favorite, Love Is.
Oh, thank
Let
you.
me tell you, I'm not even going to go down that road because we're talking about the book, but that show was amazing. But I'm so excited that now you're bringing your debut to us, a debut fiction novel, The
Yes.
Revelation of Dionne Daphne.
I
Look
got
at
mine
this.
too. Look, twins.
Yes. And I got my box. Let me tell you, this
Oh my
box,
gosh. They killed it on the box. I
they
mean, I
killed
had
it.
a little bit of to do with it, meaning it was a collaborative effort. But I just want to shout out Storehouse Voices for meeting me at that place and allowing for me to give some impact to really have a box that I want. So I just got a box. You had your box before my box.
I was so excited. So I did a video last night showing everybody what was inside the box. It is
Thank
incredible.
you. Thank you.
It's stunning. First of all, the cover's gorgeous. Um, but I'm going to just dive right in with some questions. We are not doing any spoilers
No
because
spoilers.
no spoilers
I
because you
need you
guys
to
need to
pre-order the book.
pre-order the book because this conference, let me tell you, the audio book, I love audio. So the audio book was incredible.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. I haven't even heard it yet. And it's so funny because, I'm doing all the things. But I decided I think that's how I'm going to celebrate on June 30th is listening to Dewanda. I mean, come on, Dewanda, shout out for
Yes.
reading. And I cannot wait. to
Her voice
listen to it.
transports you. It takes you
Oh,
back to the time period, the setting. The audiobook it's a treat. If you're an audiobook listener, I would say definitely have the book and also listen to the audio
okay.
for
Thank
sure.
you. Oh, I love hearing that from you. This is exciting.
Yes,
I'm also enjoying this too, the journey of all of this. You don't get these moments back. And so I'm really just enjoying this. So thank you for listening and giving me a heads up that you loved it.
I love the audiobook for sure. And I'm an audio 90% of the time I'm listening to audiobook. So
Okay.
I'm very in on the nuance of the voice and everything. And she carried the story so beautifully. Yeah, the audiobook is chef's kiss. So my first question is, you have spent many years creating unforgettable characters and stories for television. So why do you feel like right now is the right time to do a novel, to write fiction?
To be honest, I allow life to meet the moment. This is a shout out to Chelsea Johns, my editor over at Storehouse. She reached out to me in COVID, when everybody had a chance to take it was many things. One thing that COVID was a chance for some of us to take a break,
Hmm.
some of us to take a moment and to think. And she reached out and she said, "Hey, Mara, I think that you fan of the work, love what you do. You write interiority of us so well. You create great portraits. I think your voice would translate great to the page." And it wasn't that I never thought about it. It's just that once you get on a life path, you're trying to keep up with your life.
Hmm.
Um, Still work on my own success within within television and film. And having family, having kids, being all the things, where does a book fit into your life?
Right.
Until someone says, "Hey, wait a minute. Um, I think you have it." And I would like, and, and met me with support. That's what got my attention, is that I didn't have to prove myself. I didn't have to carry that extra energy and weight to prove who I was and trying to sell. I didn't have the capacity to sell myself at that moment.
Hmm.
Well, what I heard was, "Hey, your voice would translate to the page. Do you have a story in you?" In fact, yeah, it's something I've been working on for a while. And you said you're a friend of Love Is. You see that, I'm touching on, you'll see the repetition of topics that I touch on
Yes.
throughout my body of work. But the book gave me far more canvas to dig deeper into the interiority of a character
Hmm.
and the complexity of that. I always often say, most times in life we're passing people, if you're walking down the block, especially in New York where the book is set, there's so many people,
Yes.
and that stylish person that you are coveting their shoes and their purse and their trench coat, you don't know what they're going through. And I'm
Hmm.
fascinated by how we as Americans in general, how much we hide of and how much we bury to stay on the grind or stay on the hustle or stay present at work to get that check, to you know get that next thing that we're being sold. And we've compartmentalized so much of our you know emotions,
Hmm.
right?
Yes. I
So
mean, you're
much of our
resonating with me totally.
yes, and we don't know what they're going through. And so part of my writing practice is imagining, if I see somebody on the street, I'm always wondering, I wonder what their life is like. I wonder if you lift up the hood. I think I heard Lena Waithe say one time, Mara is the master at creating beautiful people and beautiful places with messy lives.
Yeah. Well, there's a quote in the book
Oh,
where you say you could put on a trench and it makes anything look good, and you don't know what's going on inside.
you don't know what's going on in people's lives. And I think we're at a time where we're ready. We can handle it. We
Hmm.
can handle really getting to know people really, you know. And we have language. I want to commend the younger generations. There's always pros and cons to everything. And one pro would be that they're starting to name a lot of what in my generation we lived through. We just
Right.
lived through it, figured out later. But with language, we can have greater understanding. And
Mm-hmm.
in this greater understanding, we can find that not only the compassion, say in a character, we might then be able to find compassion, empathy in ourselves and in others. Well, really, typically we work the outside in. Most people can look externally more before they look
Mm-hmm.
internally. And I think that Dionne's story, her braveness and telling it, gives permission for other people to look at their lives and are they willing to go face it. And I think that's the best way through. So anyway, you asked me that all of this has been living within me. For it's been living in me. I got a call from Chelsea Johns, and she goes, I think your voice would translate. Do you? And I said, hey, I have an idea. And it's and this is it, the Revelation of Dionne Daphne.
So, what was the original, like, what was your inspiration for the story, for the character? Because, I definitely want to talk about Dionne because she's a multitude of things, right? As we all are.
We
And
are.
we all are. And one thing out of sidebar is that when I look at this, the brushstrokes,
Oh,
it shows that, and you're reading, and I'm reading the book, I'm thinking, this is the perfect image because the brushstrokes are not perfect, right? It's
no.
imperfections. And
Mm-mm.
it's just kind of bringing her to the forefront, like showing her rebuilding, well, breaking apart and then rebuilding again.
I think shout out to Yolanda, who is the
Oh,
artist of this beautiful cover.
it's gorgeous.
And I'm really thankful to her for allowing me to use. That's what I love about the collaborative art form, that we need each other, right? And
Mhm.
just to be that first image to draw your attention, to get your curiosity. But going back to the brushstrokes, if you look closely, she looks like she has different tonalities in her skin, just like the
Yes.
complexity of us. But also she looks like it's puzzled. And one of the things that I love to do in life, but also as part of my writing process, is to literally puzzle. I feel like we're constantly puzzling our lives together. And so I just felt like this was I mean, for my debut novel, to have a
Yes.
cover that reflected me as well as the character and the world that we built, that was built, excuse me. I speak in the we when I think about forever and things, but I'm gonna, there's
You,
always a village. It's a village for everything. But in this
yes.
case, just wanted to say, um, I just love the puzzling nature and the textures and the
Hmm.
reminding that, yeah, just the reminder that sometimes we're not all whole until we put ourselves together.
Yes. And so, can you talk a little about Dion? Because I want you to tell the audience what this story is about. And it's set in the
No,
90s, which
okay,
no
set in the
no
90s.
spoilers at all. We're not doing any spoilers because I'm going to tell you the first starting of everything, and then the thing that happens, and I'm like, wow. And then from that point on, it does not let you go. It does not let you go.
I think that's the good news about the training I had in television film. We can't let you go. We are spending so much money, time, and effort to get you to watch. We cannot release you at that point. So I've been trained to try to
Yes.
keep you connected to the story. Dion, I I'm constantly fascinated by. I just looked at the feed. Some of us, what are we talking about? We're talking about my book. We're talking
Yes.
about my debut novel.
Debut
We're
novel coming
talking
out
about
June 30th.
the Revelation of Dionne
The,
Daphne. And
yes.
Dionne, we meet her in the 90s. I think, right now it's interesting. There's a lot of nostalgia for that time.
Hmm.
And, women, that was the era in which, we were pioneering uh, a lot of different careers,
Yes.
and we were thriving. There was hope of a future. There was all of these things. We were being, independent women. That's
Yes.
like, we would do bad all by ourselves. We were making our money. We were dreaming bigger for our lives, and we wanted it all. In fact,
Hmm.
with girlfriends, that was one of the questions: can we have it all? And Dion is certainly a woman who wants it all and has got the education. She has a career.
Yes.
She works in magazine publishing in New York. She's beautiful,
Hmm.
stylish, all the things. She also has been in a long-term relationship, and we meet her at a time when she's 6 months after the breakup. And we meet her on the night that she decides, you know what?
We go
I'm
out.
tired of waiting for this man to come back.
Yes.
I'm
I'm gonna
gonna
go out with
my
my
girl.
girls.
My girl Farah called me. I'm coming to the club.
Yes.
I met a guy. He's worth bringing home. She does, and that's the night that her ex comes. But he doesn't knock on the door to propose to her. He knocks on the door that gives her some news that just upends her life, her
Totally.
incredibly beautiful, put together life, and that she's carefully puzzled together,
Yes.
and it breaks her. And there was a third person there that night, and I call him the witness.
Yes.
I was always
Love that.
fascinated by and by the way, that's what I think love is the privilege to witness,
Hmm.
and the privilege to stay and witness. But I'm always been fascinated, especially ba- young people back in the day. There was this thing called the newspaper. It was on paper and it was rolled up and it was literally
And they
delivered to
dropped it
your
at your door or
it's
throw
at
it to
your
your front.
door. It was at your door. It wasn't down the street. It
Yeah,
wasn't in the mailbox. It was at your
your
door. And you have
door.
to think about it. Somebody every night is at your home, at your
Hmm.
door, very vulnerable spot in your life every night. You don't even know who this person is. And they're dropping this newspaper, and that's who's at the door that night when
Oh,
her new
yeah.
lover, her ex-boyfriend, is witnessing her on the worst night of her life. And he becomes the unlikely companion to help her face the storm of her life. So, you know me, it's going to be drama, it's going to be
It's
love, it's going to be humor, it's going to be honesty, it's going to be raw, it's going to be
I love
hopeful,
it. I love it. You put no
it's going to
time
be a job
constraints on
promotion because you know
it's
we got people
everything.
jobs.
It's everything. I mean, you put no what I love to with your characters, with your writing is that you put no time constraints on anything. Like anything can happen at any moment. You know,
Yeah.
she's literally meeting this man that's taking dropping newspapers at her door, and they end up being on this journey.
It's a journey. Life is a journey. As the kids say, life be lifing. Well, this is a life be lifing book.
It really is because there's secrets. I mean, this night that upends her world also is the catalyst of another breakthrough of something that happened in her life early on.
Mhm. A lot of
So,
times when we start unpacking, to be honest, who likes to clean out the closet? Nobody. So,
right.
because you really don't. But when you really clean it out, it gets way messy, disorganized before it ever gets cute again. They want you to pin the link in the
I
book
thought
in
I
the thing.
pinned it. Hold on a
Okay,
second. I
but
thought I did.
but it's yeah, it's I you know yeah, it you keep uncovering. I think when we're brave enough and we'll go in that closet and go clean it. And sometimes, and how many times have you gone in your closet to clean it and you keep
Yes.
finding things that kind of sit you on your butt for a day, and you revisit a part of yourself that maybe you have forgotten, or you buried away on purpose, or you forgot you put it there,
Hmm.
and you got to do something with it. And this is Dionne's got to do something with it. And I love writing brave characters, and I've been on a mission to break this mold of perfection and over positivity for
Hmm.
Black women, which I think is a prison in and of itself. Just as like it's the negative, the worst of us is not true. This idea of perfection is not true, and
Yes.
we deserve all of our gray area. And there's a lot of gray, and I love how brave they are of presenting themselves, even the ugly parts. And I hope at the end of the day that people still see that they're worth fighting for. But whether you see it or not, my characters get there. Is that they know
Hmm.
that they're worth fighting for. They're worth loving. They're worth they're worth your forgiveness. They're worth their patience. They're worth it. And that's all I've been doing my whole career. And I've had the privilege of doing it. I've had the privilege of doing it in many different forms: comedy, drama, film,
Hmm.
television, streaming. Streaming's a little different than cable, which is a little different than network. The tonalities that we have to abide by. And now the book just gave me so much freedom to be completely abandoned with with abandon and be exactly who I wanted to be.
So that was also one of my questions, like the creative process of, writing prose, and what did writing the novel allow you to do with Dion that you couldn't, or I don't want to say couldn't do on screen, but what did it do for you? Because I would seem that writing your novel is very different than writing, for television streaming and
Oh
things like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
One interesting fact is what the book allowed me to do, other than as I really got to delve into the interiority. I've been writing in the interiority of characters, but it can be challenging in television and film because you can't write you can't just lecture you can't
Hmm.
lecture, or you can't just, you know, vomit ideas and thoughts out to screen. You have to find your ins and outs, so you don't get all of it. But in preparation, so the book allowed me to really just stretch out the canvas of what she's thinking, feeling, the complexity thereof, the conflicts therein of
Hmm.
that, while also, keeping her day job supposed to be, what you also have
Yeah.
to do on top of it. And I'm always interested in the resilience of humans, more specifically women, more specifically Black women. Um, so that's what the book allows me to just really just dive into the ocean of that. In television and film, and what's I do a lot of this work already, but it's the work you guys never see. It's the work that I do to build the character so that I know how that character is going to respond in this situation, and how to set it up, and um how to set it up so it feels real and honest. And in books we certainly get, oh, this is the setting, this is
Yes.
the fun part. In film and TV is that I get to collaborate. I give a vision, I give a blueprint. The script is a blueprint, and it a really good blueprint that attracts all of these other artisans who are also storytellers. So their added note into, say, what the set looks like, what the wardrobe looks like, what
Yeah.
the cinematic appeal. You're inviting so many other storytellers who are many voices but one vision, marching toward my vision, but you really get a lot of help. And that's what's so beautiful about the art form.
Hmm.
And you're doing it on very precious time, and you got to do it. I always say we're making art in military form.
Hmm.
The book, you can take, that it's not a blueprint, that is the thing.
Yes.
That's it.
That's it. And it's you.
And it's me.
Yes. Yeah. And so that's, because when you're doing like for TV, you have the set, you have music, you have all these things. And in the book, it's you and the page, and you're creating this world for readers to go into.
Yeah.
I mean, you do a beautiful job, though. I mean, I had no doubt. None.
Thank you. I really love, if you look at my work, especially with Forever, one of the things I love, part of my writing style, is I let the viewer in. It's funny when sometimes I hear comments and I hear the difference of opinions about a character's action. That gives me a lot of joy because the story is meeting you where you are.
Hmm.
And that's what creates conversation. And that's what creates a difference of ideas and difference of opinions, which leads to new ideas. The same with the book, right? We read the book. I saw, and that's why with the just the beautiful success, and I love it, of a book club. It's like we're reading the same thing, and we're going to
Hmm.
discuss this. Use this as a way to gather. Use this as a way to learn and explore, and have community, um, develop friendships.
Yes.
But it's your interpretation, and the book will meet you where you're at.
I definitely feel that it definitely meets you where you at in your moment. It's an excellent book for book clubs for sure because there's
Why do you
so
say
much
that?
going on. And a good it's got a lot of mess, but there's a lot going on. There's so many topics that you can talk about. There's things that I can't think of the quote, but it was something that Dionne's mom said about, no matter what's going on, you just get up and you still stand.
Yes.
Right. And so I think a lot of Black women, especially in this moment and with everything that's going on, we're standing. We're just standing, but we have a lot of interior things that are going on, but we're still going through the motions of standing and making life happen. Right. And so I think that is a discussion in itself within the book. Then there's the love aspect of it. Um, a career, of course, climbing your career, your family,
Mm,
and then of course, your girlfriends. And I love that you had a really good girlfriend in there. And
yeah.
so I think all of that. And before you got on, I was telling the audience that they need to follow the book page because the book page sets the tone so beautifully.
Thank you. I was
Yes,
excited about that.
yes. It's like, the pictures of 1990s Brooklyn. When I saw Love Jones on there, I knew I was in the right. That's my favorite movie. So
The
I was like,
references. Yeah.
yes. So, but I think it's an excellent, excellent book for book clubs. Yeah, for
I love
sure.
that.
Yeah.
That that's I'm really so giddy. I'm trying to stay very present in this moment, but there's a part of me that's just enjoying it. I just am enjoying almost kind of watching myself journey through this moment. I have a debut novel. I feel very, I'm a veteran in one aspect, what I'm
Hmm.
saying, of my career, but I still feel brand new in this moment. And it's just a great feeling. And I'm giddy, you know.
Yeah. And you
Um,
should, I mean, I think you should be, of course, because in the bookstagram world, in the book world, first of all, you're going to have the people that have, been fans and watchers. They're going to love this book. And then there's going to be a new audience for it as well. So I think it's a win-win situation.
Thank you.
But I do want to ask, because you touched on this about appearance versus reality. And so like for Dionne, she has this life that people would envy. And I think that's, with social media, people look at people's lives and, they envy that or
Mhm, mhm.
want that type of life or what have you. But you never know what someone's carrying underneath, what's going on deeper. And so what were you hoping to explore like through the tension between appearance and reality?
I, I want the pause. I think, in the speed of which we live our lives now, the all these opinions, all these labels.
Hmm.
I wish as human beings we would take a pause and consider what somebody is going through. Um, something happened today, wasn't what I wanted to hear, but I took a pause. And of course, I thought to myself, well, I hope they're okay. Because you could think they're disrupting my life right now. They're doing something that's holding me back. And I'm trying to practice what I hope the book would do, and what we can do for each other is just pause and consider what someone is going through. It doesn't mean that they're not responsible for their behavior. Doesn't
Yes.
mean that they don't need to um uh you know put on their big girl or big boy pants or whatever. But I do think we are moving into an era of which we need people are going through so much. Even just you just want to talk about the financial burden
Yes.
that people are going through, and what might people do and act out on with that level of stress. Now we know, now we finally, the doctors are talking about more openly, or the reports are talking more openly about what stress is really doing to our bodies, and then
Hmm.
how are we coping, and all this stuff, we're buried, a human being is buried underneath that.
Yes.
And so I really hope that the book, this tension of what's really going under the hood versus the shiny image we project. It's a very American thing to do, is to sweep everything under the rug and
Hmm.
keep it moving. I want us to pause, number one, and maybe have just have some compassion. I think in that compassion, we will make space for where for the opportunities to not only heal, but move past a lot of this to get to another conversation about our collective humanity. Um, and that when we also decide that, hey, shoot, my life is just as messy as hers, maybe different
Yes.
circumstances, different, that I have my own level of shame that I want to unburden myself with. I think the relief of it will also get us to, well, who are we really? I mean, I've
Mm-hmm.
been doing that in Being Mary Jane. I've been doing that. I've been doing it in all my series, but certainly that one. Who are we really between how we project ourselves out into the world? Mary Jane, she was a journalist, right? She's telling about everybody else's business, but she was a hot mess. You know what I'm saying? The
Right.
people in glass houses should not throw stones, and she was throwing a
Yes.
bunch of stones. And I think a lot of times we're doing that to keep away from having to deal with
The
ourselves. And
deal.
that, I
Mm-hmm.
really believe that's an American. That's not particular to Black people or women or Black women that is an American thing, and
Mm-hmm.
we have a lot to clean up.
Yeah.
And because I think it's worth getting to the dream of what we, you know, of having a freedom to consider who we are. We
Mm-hmm.
have we really do have the resources, the education. We really have what we need to really excel, but we've gotten mired in a bunch of mess. And that's a sort of macro idea. And the micro of it, us as individuals, I think change always comes from the ground. And if each person can kind of look within, and then within our families, within our friend groups, within our
Mm-hmm.
communities, so the reverberation, I think that pause, that breath that gives room for let me go in and deal with this
Mm-hmm.
in my life and clean it up best I know how. Um, we can Marie Kondo.
Right. Yes. I
So
think,
I don't know. Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking about. That is it really clean, or is it one of those cleans where you stuff everything in the closet, but it's not really ordered.
it's not,
It's not
yes.
really convenient. It's not really clean. And so,
I think too, like the thing that happens to Dion early on, and then she's now going in search of cleaning up, right? So she can have that exhale and take off the mask and all the thing. I like the world building of that, you getting her to that point and then everything that happens thereafter. But I really, I mean, you handle Black women with such care, but
mm.
also taking them through the mess, right?
Yeah,
So, I mean, you're taking them through. And she
yeah.
goes through. And I think that she's going to resonate with a lot of readers.
Thank you. I
Mhm.
feel like, I believe I have a core audience, and I hope that, we've been taking each other through, right? And so I think, Dion, I think with this story, I am grabbing the hand and saying, come on, as a girlfriend, I think
Mhm.
I'm saying, come on, let's go and do that. And so I'm just glad you're feeling it and resonating.
I'm
And
so feeling it. And then the word revelation. So I'm not gonna keep you much longer, but the word revelation in the book, like there's so many revelations in the story that she's going through. And I had so many aha moments, like revelations, just in my own personal life while I'm
oh,
reading.
good.
So I
Are you going to
think,
share one without giving it away?
um, I think the biggest one for me, because I just got back in the country after being gone for 10 days. And so when you said, and you touched on it, you said it's an American thing. You don't really realize how much you are just going through and just standing and just wearing yourself out with this mask that everything is fine, everything is great. And then when you step outside of that and are somewhere else and you realize your nervous system needs that break. You're not meant
Mm,
to hold all that. And that's
hmm
how I felt. And then when I came back and I was getting ready to go back to work, I was like, my anxiety was up to here. So I knew, yeah, this is what we're doing to
One of my
ourselves.
favorite, what I do love about the writing process, the gift I get as a writer in crafting such stories, which are very time consuming and very takes a lot emotionally out of me. I always expect a gift, and the gift that I got was a revelation for me in the book. That here it is, Girlfriends is on its 25th anniversary, and I
Yes.
have many reasons while I've said the importance of sisterhood and friends. But the book, and specifically Farah and Dionne, Farah is her best friend,
Mm-hmm.
and the journey that reflected back to me after I wrote it, my aha moment, my revelation was like, oh, okay. Girls aren't just girls. And I found a deeper way to realize how important they are. And that is, I believe, a good friend, in this case, girlfriends, a really good friend stands in our life as a surrogate parent until we are strong enough to reparent ourselves. And that's where the healing begins in oneself. And that's when you hear sometimes people say, oh, when you heal yourself, you heal 7 generations back and 7 generations forward. And that's why I'm like, oh, that's why the role of a good girlfriend. And we've had that, and we can continue to need that. I do think in the era, sometimes we can still be performative. And I think that's why let's stop performing friendship and let's how to be friends. The
Mm-hmm.
other thing, so that was my big revelation. And one of the things I can see in the near future is you starting to see men gather. We were always the image of gathering.
Yes.
Men were gathered in sports or the game or video, but you're now starting to see them gather around the need to discuss. And I really hope that in that revelation about what girlfriends mean, I think your guy friends can be that for you too. They can be the surrogate parent
Mm-hmm.
that steps in, that holds men long enough to really go on. And we've been asking for men to have more emotional availability, but really, where have we left any room for them to
To
be?
have it. Yeah.
And maybe in their friend groups, they will feel safe enough to start talking about the tougher stuff and not just the stats of the game, or, that they might find other things that allow them to reparent themselves. And in that future, I think we can get back to, or get back in a healed way about how to reapproach each other in romantic relationships, loving, building
Mm-hmm.
together, based in friendship. That's my wish, and something that I think the book gave me about that really wonderful moment, or that throughout the the expression of friendship in the book. And it just made me hold my friends a little tighter, thank them a little bit more for standing sometimes, in the gap, so I can get stronger, so I can, take responsibility for where my life is right now.
Yeah. And I love that Farrah does that for her because she steps in at a crucial moment
Yes, yes,
as
yes,
as doing things that you would think that a mother would do for Dionne.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, yeah.
Yeah. So, oh my gosh. I let me
And
tell
love
you,
comes in many ways and
it
forms. And that's, I
does.
think, yes, we can't be all things to everybody, and just look for the love, look for the light.
Yeah, I am so excited. I'm so excited. You're gonna get sick of me talking about it and tagging me, but
No,
I'm,
I'm
I'm gonna.
not.
I'm so excited. I know all the deltas. My sorors.
Come on, Star Wars. What my
Sorors are
soror
gonna be
got?
reading it. We're
You know what's
definitely.
funny? You should say that. Look what came in the mail to me
I
today.
got mine too.
And can I tell you, I feel my grandmother and my grandmother Helen, my aunt Loretta, are both my sorors, and they're now my sorors in spirit because they're not with us here. And I thought, and I know you got yours, but for me, it just felt like today, it felt like they were with me, and they're with me as I embark on this book tour for the launch on June 30th. I feel like my sorors are with me. I
Yes, we
could use
are.
my sorors and my sisterhood. I'm excited to get the book out, and have the conversations, and let it have the conversations that I think would be healthy to have this summer.
Before I let you go, I don't want to forget that you are going on tour. You're not coming to DC, but that's
I
okay.
not. Well, maybe I can come. It's really the only reason I would do more cities. I
Mhm.
literally, I am in production, so
Yeah.
I can't be out there forever. But maybe once I'm a bestseller, I can go back on tour
Well, you're going
and
to
be
be a bestseller.
introduced.
We are manifesting. It's going to be a bestseller. You guys make sure you pre-order it. Come to my page. I'm going to have a link and everything. But the Revelation of Dionne Daphne, it's going to transport you back to the 90s, and you are going to love every bit of it because there's so much nostalgia. And you know what? You hit on so many things like that were in that time period. I'm like, oh yeah. I
Isn't
mean,
that fun to revisit?
yes, it was so fun. But thank you so much for joining me. I truly appreciate it, and I wish you all the best. I can't wait to see you hit the bestseller list.
Thank
And
you. I appreciate you.
I'm so excited. I can't wait for after this one. I can't wait to see what comes next. I know you're going to write another book. It's coming. Take care. Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much. All right, take care. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.